Welcome to the third discussion of play-based parenting and methods for the family to engage children in purposeful activities throughout the life anywhere in the world. I'm Matt Andrews, and I'm happy that you've joined us. Let us revisit our experiences as play-based parents from discussion 1 and discussion 2. We observed learning, and then we supported risk with responsibility. As parents, we model the purposeful engagement throughout life in the world. Now, one parent to the next varies tremendously in terms of how we interact with the world. But what we all can do as play-based parents is focus the attention on the lifelong learning that we as parents model for our children. The goal of this third phase is to turn our discussion onto how the whole family engages in lifelong learning. The focus of attention is using these 4 family activities, and more importantly, the family activities the family now begins to create on their own. Any activity where the whole family can engage in lifelong learning is a play and project of the family. What we're doing here is modeling virtues of lifelong learning, building stronger family support systems, maintaining healthy personal habits, and using the community resources to fulfill potential. This is what we focus attention on for the whole family, the whole neighborhood, the whole school community to engage in lifelong learning. Now, that is a whole handful. So what we're going to do is keep it simple. Enjoy learning within the family activities. Let's walk through an example. Family museum. The goal is to acknowledge work of family members. What you're doing here is collecting on the refrigerator or a wall or wherever it is in the house artifacts of accomplishment and learning and things that are of value and should be collected in a family museum. What this space does is it provides the family time to reflect upon values and work. By this time, parents in Phase 3, Discussion 3 of play-based parenting have developed a habit of a family museum. So if it's a weekly or a monthly event around discussing and reflecting upon some sort of artifact. Is it a school project? Is it something they did at home? But gives each family member a time to be recognized for a few minutes about something they did over the time. So in Phase 3, you should have at least done this in month 1, month 2, and now it's time for us to develop a little bit more our skills in family museum. So we want to talk to children about what makes them proud, what makes us proud, effort and hard work that went into the works of accomplishment here we're displaying in the family museum, and the layers of life in the project as we see it. Critical reflection. We observe our child over time and we collect these various works so we can compare the work of a 10-year-old to the work when they were 8 or 6. Again, no evaluation needs to be made of these, but we collect these various works and discuss them. Schedule museum night, invite family, prepare displays, prepare snacks, dress to impress. So this might be the monthly or the event that happens where we invite grandma over and a few family members where they can come through and tour the house of all these kinds of things and have the artists around their works to discuss these kinds of things. This is where placards and these kinds of event planning turns into. As parents, we need to be aware of how our evaluations impact the children. What I want to focus our attention on here in discussion 3, and the questions get at this, but we want to acknowledge risk with responsibility in work. So as parents, we become aware of when we are giving our children credit for a personal risk or some sort of risk they took and took responsibility for that risk. But through these play and projects, as a play-based parent, we acknowledge this risk with the students or the children taking responsibility in the work. Enjoy the time of Family Museum, mingling as a family. Talk about life, art, work, anything that arises, but this is time to spend an hour as a family sitting and discussing and enjoying this time. Model characteristics of a public event. Pretend you're the president or of an association or hosting some art display. However you do it as a family, make sure you find time to enjoy it. Display these works of creativity and accomplishment in the Family Museum. So all 4 family activities are for everyone to collect works of writing in the library, write with a purpose, the band, the theater, and we've just gone into detail of the museum. What other activities are important to your family? At phase 3 of play-based parenting, it is important to start to develop and create your own family activities. We've suggested 4 here for you, but there's millions of other opportunities your family can do to learn. So, to conclude discussion 3, how do we model purposeful engagement throughout our life as parents? Well, we engage and interact with the world as adults. Our children see this. And as parents with a developmental perspective, look, at 18, our children should be able to understand many things that we should be able to consider common sense in the world. Now, I cannot define that common sense for you as a parent, but by the time your children are 18, we can understand that they will have some notion of mom or dad's or grandma's or auntie's notion of common sense in the world. The purpose of this 3rd discussion and all 3 discussion starters in this course is to provide you as a parent, caring family member, or educator how you can build stronger relationship and utilize community resources to help both children and adults fulfill their potential. It is time to model virtues of lifelong learning, build stronger systems of family support, and maintain healthy personal habits. Here are a few questions to focus our attention on for this 3rd discussion. How do children learn? And is the learning process the same for adults? How do adults and others in the community help facilitate this learning? How can parents and educators support change in children's lives and in our own lives? Hey, enjoy play-based parenting and your experiences in family play.